Then they're going to open the floor for questions from the audience. They're going to allow 3 questions for each candidate. And then after those questions, after they answer the question, so if somebody asks G Money a question, then after he answers, Strong Palm will have the right to either add to what he said or either rebut what he said, and vice versa. And that's how this here debate is going to be going. I hope everybody enjoy it. I think it's going to be very interesting, and we're going to get started. Strong Palm will do his introduction first, and then G Money.
Well, shouldn't the affirmative go first? Because he's the one that's saying it is. So
Yeah,
I'll
go first.
know,
I'll go first.
I want to
Okay, so
just say,
G Money's going to go first.
I just want to say thank y'all,
Okay.
everybody who was on the other side of the right side, right? Thank y'all, everybody, for coming out tonight. This Kids Happiness in the building. DTCS is here, and we are recording this. So please run on over to DTCS or Debate.Call Society on YouTube, where y'all can peep this whole debate there. Thank you, Empress D, for hosting it. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate all y'all for showing up tonight. We gonna get this thing popping and cracking, right? Like how we always know what we supposed to do. Let me show y'all my beautiful face out here tonight. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So we ready for y'all. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Come on, y'all, let's go. We in it.
Are you
We
finished?
out here.
MC Kiss Happiness. You done?
Baby,
MC
that's what
Kiss.
I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do.
Okay.
That's what I'm here to do. You know it, and you know it.
You the
Yeah.
microphone. You the master of ceremonies. Can we start now? Is that okay? All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. So in this introductory round, what I want to say is that, you know, the Bible has a lot of prophecies, and usually most of the time, people who read the Bible, they don't understand the prophecy, nor do they understand what a prophecy means. And this prophecy, there's a lot of prophecies that are in the Bible that talk about the coming of, you know, World War III, you know, the destruction of this or the destruction of that. But one thing that people deny what the Bible has is why doesn't the Bible talk about one of the most renowned, one of the most prolific, who Mark, forgot his last name. He wrote a book called The 100 Greatest. Why doesn't the Bible talk about this man, the Prophet Muhammad? And we say it does. And we say it's prophesied in the Bible. And this is what I'm going to bring out today, that this Prophet Muhammad, who was one of the greatest prophets that's known to man, the best of creation, he is the one that is prophesied in the Bible. And I'm going to show you this in my presentation once the debate starts. So, to just give you a little sidebar, in Deuteronomy, before the prophet Moses died, he was given a revelation to the children of Israel about this prophet coming, and this is what the Most High gave to Moses, or Moshe, whichever one you want to call him. This is what the Most High gave to him to let the children of Israel know that there will be coming a prophet that they will have to follow. And when this debate starts, we will see how I bring this information out. Okay. I don't know if that was 3 minutes, but I'm done.
Oh, okay. Y'all don't got y'all timekeeper? Oh, okay.
Hey, somebody who's keeping time?
Ain't nobody keeping time.
Afrolinks.
Oh, okay.
You might need to share your screen so they can see the time on the board.
Afrolinks.
Okay, give me a second. You said the first round. I'm looking at the format you sent me right now.
It's 2 minutes for each candidate. One for the introduction, and then it's 5 minutes for each round, each candidate.
Okay. Give me a second.
Y'all waiting on me?
Yes, Strong Palm.
All right, go ahead and start my time. Shalom
7:15.
to all the brothers and sisters Hot salami bacon. The Lakers almost won. All the Muslims. I am priest and officer Kazak Thamar of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command of General Yohanan. What I will be proving tonight is there is no possible way that the Muhammad of the Quran could be considered a prophet. According to the standards of the Bible, there are no prophecies in the Bible that says there will be a prophet that's going to be sent to the Israelites coming from another nation. As a matter of fact, no matter who you are, you know that there's a scripture that says Israel will be a light to the nations. There is no scripture that says another nation can be a light to the Israelites. What Muhammad did was brought a new doctrine. He brought new laws, and the Bible specifically prohibits new doctrine. This is what's going to count him out from being a prophet. Matthew chapter 3 says, I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, the sons of Jacob are not consumed. This shows that even the children of Israel, once they broke the covenant, the Lord will have mercy on them, not replace them. Galatians chapter 1, it says that Christ gave himself for the children of Israel. That was the will of the Father. So everybody that knows the gospel of Yahweh Shah, who they call Isa, is that he died and was resurrected on the third day. This is the gospel of Christ. Verse 7 in the Bible says, you will remove from that gospel into another gospel, and people would pervert it. Verses 8 and 9 says, but if an angel from heaven preach any other gospel of that which has been preached to you, let him be accursed. So not only does Muhammad bring a new different thing than what's going on in the Bible, right? The Bible says he should be accursed. As we said before, this is verse 9, Galatians 1 and 9. As we said before, so I say it again. He said it twice. If any man preach another gospel other than the one that you receive, let him be accursed. With that, I'm saying that not only is Muhammad not a prophet, but he is accursed and he's a goddamn liar. And I'll prove that tonight in this debate.
Okay.
Harsh words. Okay.
Next.
All
Next.
right. So
I mean.
All right now. So let's go ahead and move on over to the first round, right? That was our
Okay.
opening statement.
This
Y'all
is.
good. Y'all real
Okay.
good.
I just want to let's remember, let's not disrespect. Let's just give your information.
All right, that's the
Yeah,
last
don't
time. I
get
so
your
is
won't do
that
that
panties
no
in the
more.
bunch.
I
so
won't
so
do that no
Afrolinks,
more.
are
I
you
ain't know
gonna
that was
share the
rules.
screen of the time,
So it's not
or
letting me share
we
the
just doing this?
screen. I'm
All
looking at
you
it
have to
and I
do
will
is
be
hold
coming.
your phone up to the camera. Come off of your camera. Take your screen from the profile picture and just hold your phone up to the camera. That way we can see the time. You don't have to share your
Okay.
screen for that.
Okay, let me get my other phone then. Give me a second, y'all. Sorry for
Oh
the
my goodness.
delay. Or I could just watch it
Patience.
from like this. I'll keep
Listen.
count.
Well, yeah,
I already have the
Okay.
timer
yeah,
going on like
Don't
that anyway.
hey,
don't y'all
hey,
call
hey,
it
Afrolinks,
cyber.
when it's a
Is that
minute
what it
left,
is?
hey, Afrolinks, when it's a minute left, just tell us we got a minute left, so we'll know when. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
I got you.
Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Okay. Kiss happiness. Are you ready?
I mean,
Kazak,
hey,
are
Afro
you
Links,
ready?
as soon as you start talking, I think Afro Links gonna start counting down a little with the little time. So you just go ahead and Afro Links, whenever she ready, we gotta you know what I'm talking about? Let us know what's up. Baby, let us
I
know
guess
when
she
you
won't
ready.
never start the time while you talking on my time, right? Okay.
Because it's not your time, baby. This is the debate. Gotta
Okay,
go.
let's get
All
started
right.
now, inshallah.
There we go.
You ready? Kazak, are you ready? All right, let's get this. All right, so the first proof that I'm gonna bring out, we're gonna start out with Deuteronomy 18:18. This is the most famous one, and I'm sure everybody knows this verse. And how it reads, it says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak all that I shall command him. Now, when it says, I will raise them up a prophet, now, usually the correlation that they make to a prophet like Moses in the Bible is the Messiah. They say that Jesus is the prophet that's spoken about when it says, when it comes to Deuteronomy 18:18. This is what they usually say. If they say it's Joshua, then that's going to be a false misnomer because Joshua was right after Moses. So this was a prophecy talking about in the future. So usually the candidate for the Bible is Jesus, meaning for this prophecy in Deuteronomy 18:18. So I will raise them up a prophet. Now we know in the Bible, Jesus, the Messiah, he's like the Son of God. He's more than a prophet. He's not a prophet. He's the Son of God, or sometimes he's God. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a prophet. So this is this is a check for Muhammad, and it's an X against the Messiah. Then it says, "I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren," meaning the brethren of the Israelites. It's not talking about within the Israelites itself. It's talking about from the brethren of the Israelites. Who is the brethren of the Israelites? The brethren of the Israelites is the Ishmaelites, because Isaac and Ishmael, they were brothers. It's talking about that lineage when it says from among their brethren. Like unto thee, meaning just like you, Moses, he's going to be a prophet that is just like Moses. So therefore, we have some similarities between the prophet Muhammad and Moses. I'm gonna just go through them real quick for the sake of time. So we're gonna say, like, in terms where the prophet Muhammad was regarded as a prophet, we already know that the prophet Muhammad was regarded as a prophet. Jesus was regarded as a son of God. Moses was regarded as a prophet. So check for Moses and check for the prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In terms of parents, the prophet Muhammad had a mother and a father, normal parents. Moses had a mother and a father, normal parents. The Messiah, he only had a mother. So this is a check for the Prophet Muhammad and Moses, and not a check for the Messiah. Regarding family life, we say that the Prophet Muhammad, he was married to a wife. He had wives. Moses, the same thing. He had wives, and he was a husband. The Prophet Muhammad was a husband, and he had wives. The Messiah, he went through his whole life not marrying. So this would be another check for the Prophet Muhammad and another check for Moses. Let's talk about in terms of death. The Prophet Muhammad, he died a natural death. Moshe, he also died a natural death. Well, the Messiah, he died like say he died, then after 3 days he rose up. So his death was miraculous. So therefore, this is another check that's for the Prophet Muhammad and not one for the Messiah. Let's talk about bringing a new law. So we understand that when Moses came, the Torah, this was a new law for the children of Israel that they had to follow. Okay. The Messiah, if you look in look in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, it says, think not that I have come to, this is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. It says, think not that I have come to destroy the law of the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So the Messiah didn't bring any new laws. So, but the one that was claiming to be a prophet that came after him, he brought the Quran, which was a new law to be governed by from the people. Okay, so now let's talk about in regards of leadership, like a king or a general who was a leader of an army. We know that Moses, the children of Israel, they had to go fight the Amalekites, the Canaanites, the Jebusites, and all these other people. So Moses was the leader, or he was the general of an army. The same thing with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he fought his own people, the Quraysh, he was like a general and a leader of an army. Well, the Messiah, what did he say? He said, "My kingdom is not of this world."
1 minute.
I'm not a king here. Okay, he said, "I'm not a king here." So therefore, he didn't have an army. So therefore, this is a check for the Prophet Muhammad and not for the Messiah. And in terms of battles with their enemies, the Prophet Muhammad was victorious in battle. Also, Moses, he was victorious in battle. Again, Jesus didn't have an army. So we're talking about as far as migration goes, as far as prophethood goes, at the time, the age of the Prophet Muhammad was the age of 40 when he received revelation. At the time of Moses, when he was at the burning bush, he was 40 years old. Jesus was 30 years old when he started his ministry. So these are proofs that this prophecy in Deuteronomy 18:18 is referring more so to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam than to Isa ibn Maryam, than to Jesus alayhi salam. So we can see the instant contrast between the two. And next, I'll go over about prophethood and all this other stuff that he said that the prophet is not. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Is it Yashar or is it Strong Man? That's
It's strong palm.
okay.
He's
Go
got
ahead. It's
next.
your turn.
If I would
Mm-hmm.
prefer if y'all call me Kazak.
Kazak. Okay,
Zach.
I got you.
All right, so it's my turn.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, you can start my time. The Bible, right, is a book about the Israelites, their God, and their encounters with other people, right? It's a clear focus on who these people are and what this Bible is trying to say. The prophets and the kings and the children of Israel is what this thing is about. The first reason Muhammad cannot be a prophet is because the God of the Bible only deals with one group of people. If you go to Psalms 147, chapter 19, it says, he showeth his word to Jacob. Not he showeth his word to anybody and everybody that want to. You know, there's people lying saying they Jews right now. But Muhammad didn't even lie and say he was a Jew. He is a child of Israel. I mean, Ishmael. He's a child of Ishmael. And it says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel, not Ishmael. Here's the part you're going to have to get around in this debate tonight. He have not dealt so with any nation. No, not one. Nobody. I don't care where you come from. He has not dealt so with any nation. And as far as judgments, they have not known him. Praise ye Yahweh in the Hebrew. It don't say praise Allah. It said praise ye the Lord, all caps, which is Yahweh in the Hebrew. Different God. Anyway, so now what you're going to have to say is Muhammad lying, or if David or the scribe that was writing for him was lying? One of them got to be lying, because he said he ain't dealt so with any nation, and Muhammad said that the Lord sent him. I ain't never seen that in the Bible. Let me tell you what Paul said about the Israelites. I know y'all love Paul, right? Let's go to Romans chapter 9, verse 3, right? This is Paul. He says, I wish myself accursed from Christ for my brethren. Let's talk about these brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. Why in the world in the New Testament, the Old Testament, and everywhere in the Bible is talking about these same brethren? Who are these people? Verse 4. Who are Israelites? Damn. To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises. Damn. What's going on? I don't see Muhammad nowhere in that. He ain't get no promises, no glory, no, he ain't get the law, he ain't get the services of God, he can't get the promises. Now, this is according to the Bible. The only way you can say that Muhammad is a prophet is if you're going off a whole nother book that ain't in the Bible. And the topic of this is Muhammad a prophet according to the Bible? Not the Quran, not the Hadiths, not no extra biblical books. Is he according to the Bible? Here's another thing you might have forgot. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, when it says he gonna raise up one from among thy brethren, he was talking to the priests. Not even everybody in Israel get to be a priest.
1
You gotta
minute.
have a special bloodline to be a priest. I mean, it says in the New Testament, not even no, our king came from Judah. It don't even prophesy that there was gonna be no priest coming from Judah. This was something that was going on that you have to understand. There are plenty of differences in the Bible and in the Quran, and you're going to have to pick and choose what you believe in, because you can't believe in both. Muhammad brought something that was totally different from the Bible, and he was not talking to the same people. Everybody know Muhammad was talking to everybody. The Lord in the Bible was only talking to the children of Israel, and there's a big difference between who he was sent to and who every priest in the Bible was sent to, because every every prophet in the Bible was sent to the children of Israel and nobody else. I'll yield right there.
Okay, G Money. Time's up.
My
All
turn.
right now.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Okay. Psalms chapter 149, 19 and 20 that he showed
I'm
his law
sorry,
to
1 minute,
Jacob.
y'all.
I got a question, G Money. I need
That's right. That's right.
just
It's a
need
question. It's a
clarity.
question. That's it.
I just need clarity real quick. G Money, in your first round, can you repeat the chapters and verses that you brought out? Because I want to make sure I got those marked down. I don't want to just bypass that. Can you just repeat just the chapter and verses that you brought out in your first round?
Only brought out Deuteronomy 18:18. That's the only one I brought out.
Okay. Thank you.
I forgot. Do you want me to ask a question, or you want me to ask? You want to ask a question? Strong one. You want?
Yeah, I thought it was your turn to ask the question.
Okay.
It's
Let
on
me ask you
you.
this, Strong Palm. Okay. According to Deuteronomy 18:18, when it says, "I will raise them up a prophet," who could this prophet be talking about? Who could the verse be talking about?
When that question was asked in the Bible, right? It was speaking of the way things would be done. If you really want to get technical, if you asking me specifically, I would attribute it to Yahushua, being that he was from among the brethren and that he gets the notoriety that Moses got, and he was the one that to lead Israel to salvation. If you left out of Egypt and you did not follow Moses, you died. In the same sense, if you do not follow Yahushua, you die. Right? You don't get to salvation. These things is like clear if you wanted to go through Deuteronomy 18. It has to come from among the brethren, because at verse 15, he said he's gonna raise up one from among your brethren. So it would have to be an Israelite, and it can't be Muhammad. So if you're asking me, I'll say it was Yahushua.
Okay. Your question for me?
Yeah, you gonna ask him a question?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, 1 minute. Did you want to rebuttal what he said at all, G Money, or you just want to leave it like that?
No, I'm gonna leave it like that. He can ask me a question. We'll do the rebuttals at the end.
You're right.
All right. Yeah, the question I want to ask you is, is there anywhere in the Bible that you can go where you specifically see that God was going to raise up a prophet from another nation that was not an Israelite?
Yes. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, because that was going to be my next point of discussion. If you go into Deuteronomy, you go to chapter 34. You go to Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 10. It says, "And there rose, and then arose not a prophet, since in Israel, like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face." So there was no prophet in Israel that was like Moses. No prophet. So this is why we say the one in Deuteronomy 18:18, when he said, "I will raise them up a prophet like unto thee," it has to be someone other than an Israelite prophet, because Deuteronomy 34:10 says there was not a prophet in Israel that has been like Moses. Okay, that was the answer to that. Okay, so now I'm done.
I get
I'm done with
1
that.
minute, right? I get a
Wait,
quick
what?
response to that?
His
Um,
happiness.
G-Money, you
Explain
was
to him.
no, hold on. You said this when we had a conversation. You said if I said had 2 minutes to respond, you could take 1 minute. You don't want to do that? That's fine. You ain't got to do it.
You
That's what you
just did
said.
that.
No,
You
that's
actually
that's
did
at
that.
the. I thought that. Hey, Kiss. Well, hey, Kiss. Tell them what we doing. Why you quiet now?
No, it's
Don't
all
be
Okay,
good.
looking at me
Go
like
y'all.
ahead.
that. He
Let's
Don't
go
worry
on
about
to
it.
understands.
the
I have
next.
plenty of time.
Okay, we getting ready to go on to the next round. The way it was set up, that you asked the question, Strong Palm.
Mhm.
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Shazak asked her a question, and then y'all go to the next round. The
Thank
rebuttal is
All right,
at
you.
no
the
problem.
end.
No sweat.
No,
See,
I thought
Mhm.
the
go ahead.
Kazak, that part is going to be for the last part.
Okay,
I got you.
okay.
Where
No sweat.
Understood.
yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
I
following the
don't
rules.
understand why
Mhm.
Go
Kiss
ahead.
was so quiet. I mean, she was gung ho and saying no,
Understand
Man,
no,
why
it's
you
no,
time.
no.
muting
It's
But
me?
time.
anyway,
God.
there's no problem.
It's understand that now it's time to move on to the second round. Kazakh
Hold on.
Namar, whenever you start speaking, Afro Links, if you're ready, you can start that next time and we can move right along. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
so I go first this
Mhm.
I go first this round.
No.
Yeah.
Me.
No, G
You go
Yeah,
Money
it's
first.
on
goes
him.
first because you already
Yeah.
went, and then it goes back to G Money.
All right,
Okay.
go
So
ahead.
Yeah, but,
Mhm.
I'm pro, so I'm gonna
Very
start.
good. Let's go.
All right, so
Whenever you start speaking, the floor is yours.
go ahead.
okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna finish the prophecy. So I left the prophecy with unlike unto thee, meaning a prophet just like you. Then it says, I will put my words into his mouth, and he shall speak all that I shall command him. Every Muslim knows that the way that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he received revelation, what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Kul, tell the people. That was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala putting his words in the Prophet Muhammad's mouth. This is what it says. I will put my words into his mouth, and he shall speak all that I shall command him. So every time we see a revelation, so in Surah Al-Ikhlas, okay, so we're going to Surah 112. Look at the first word. It says say or tell them. This is Allah putting the words in the Prophet Muhammad's mouth. Look at the next verse, 113, Surah 113. Say, tell them, Kul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. This is the Most High putting his words in his mouth. And then let's look at the next verse. So we see right here how this verse in Deuteronomy 18:18 is fitting the Prophet Muhammad just like a glove. It's not talking about any other prophet but the Prophet Muhammad. Now there is a verse in the Bible where it talks about Jesus and it says that he's going to speak everything that the Most High commands him. Well, let's go and see if Jesus did that, if he spoke everything that the Most High commanded him. Let's go into Mark chapter 3, verse 28. This is the Messiah talking. He says, verily, I say unto you. Does that sound like that's the words that the Most High was giving to him and he putting his word in his mouth? No. Let's go to Mark chapter 6, verse 11. He says, and whosoever shall not receive you, not hear you, when you depart there, shake the dust under your feet, testimony them. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Sodom. That's Mark chapter 6, verse 11. All these verses right here, the Messiah is saying, verily I say unto you. Mark chapter 8, verse 12. It is another one. Verily I say unto you. So what I'm saying is, so therefore we see that the Messiah was speaking of himself. He wasn't speaking of what the Most High has given him. Now let's go down to Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. This is telling you what a prophet is and what a prophet isn't. Okay. It says now this is gonna be the camel that breaks the it's gonna be the thump that breaks the camel's back, or however you want to say it. But the prophet which shall presume to speak, no, my bad. Let's go back to 19. And it says, it shall come to pass, whosoever will not hearken unto the words of to the words which he speaks in my name, I will require it of him. So now this is a warning to the children of Israel. Whoever this prophet is, you have to follow him. Okay, whoever this prophet is, you have to follow him. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So now let's go down to 20 to see what a prophet is and what a prophet is not. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And we know that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't speak in the name of other gods. Because if you look at the word Elohim, actually the word is Allahim. And this is what I told to Zariat. I said, take the M off of it. I said, what do you have? He didn't say anything. When you take the M off of it, you have Allah. The same Allah that the Muslims speak of today was the same Allah that the Israelites were calling back then. So let's go to the next verse. And it says, and if thou say in thy heart, how shall we know what the word of the Lord, how shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? Now this is the point that's critical. When a prophet speak in the name of the Lord, if that thing follow not, nor come to pass, the thing that which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, you
1
shall not
minute.
be afraid of him. Now, okay, so now what my opponent has to do, he has to find something where the Prophet Muhammad gave a prediction and it did not come to pass. Because every prediction that the Prophet Muhammad gave, he came to pass. When he talks about the mother, when he talks about he said the slave will give birth to her master, meaning the mother will give birth to her children, and the children will start telling the parents what to do. We've seen that. That came to pass. There's another one where he says that you will be in a land far away and you will be able to see what's in your home. Remind you, this is in the 7th century. So when he's saying this, people are looking at him like he's crazy. So he said, you will be in a land far away and you will be able to see what's in your home. Well, we have smartphones now. I can see what's in my home even though I'm all the way in Saudi Arabia. So these are some of the prophecies that came to pass that the Prophet Muhammad told. What he has to do, he has to show you a prophecy that the Prophet Muhammad said that did not come to pass. And
Okay.
that's his job. Go ahead.
Kazak. So the question is, or is it Kazak and then the questions?
It's Kazak
Uh,
and then the
Right.
question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right,
Whenever
it's
you
on me.
start talking. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll start talking here. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you understand the God of the Bible when you saying somebody he sent somebody and they said something that he said, right? What he doing is trying to get off the fact that we talking about things that are in the Bible. Let me do this because I got a little bit of time to do this, right? If you go to that Deuteronomy chapter 18 that he went to, as a matter of fact, I'll go to 34 first. When he brought out that it said, and there arose not a prophet since in Israel. What he didn't read was the 2 verses above it, right? It says, and the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. And Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands upon him. He passing the torch, right? And the children of Israel hearkened unto him and did as the Most High commanded Moses. That's right before this part. It's talking about nobody was raised up, but guess who was raised up? Joshua. And guess what Joshua was? He wasn't no Ishmaelite. He was an Israelite. Just like all the people that came in after that, no matter what tribe they came from. But it's specific. Again, you ain't gonna be able to run around it. The priest was Levites, right? The prophets was all Israelites. Here's the crazy part about it. The Bible is very clear about Ishmael, what it says about Ishmael. If you go to let me see. Psalms 83. Let's go there. I'm gonna prove to y'all right now that Ishmael is not only an enemy of the Most High, right? He's not only an enemy of the Most High, but he hates the Most High. Now, that's what the Bible says. Ishmael hates the Most High, and he's the enemy of the Most High. Psalms 83, right? This is the song of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. This is talking about the enemies of God. He's praying to the Most High that he keeps not his silence because his enemies is making noise. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against their people and consulted against thy hidden one. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now, this is what the Muslims trying to do. Oh, yeah, the Israelites, they went against God. They broke the covenant. They didn't do what the Lord said. So he cut them off, and now he replaced it with Islam. That ain't in the Bible. That ain't in the Bible. It says these people have taken crafty counsel to cut off the nation of Israel, that they be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, that's the first people they name. Everybody know who that is, right? And the Ishmaelites. Well, damn, are they enemies of God too? Have they lifted up their head? Are they trying to fight against the Israelites? Do they hate the God of Israel? You know why Ishmael hates the God of Israel, right? Because he chose Isaac. He did not choose Ishmael. This is why
1
the
minute.
Ishmaelites are trying to fight their way back. You said that 1 minute?
Yep.
All right. So if you go down to the end of this, right? You go down to the end of this Psalms, you'll see this right here. This man is praying, literally praying against them. Verse 16, fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thee, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and perish. This is a prayer to the Most High about these Ishmaelites, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. They could have said Allah right there. If this was in the Quran, it would have said Allah. It don't say Allah in the Hebrew. It don't say Allahayim either. You know what it says?
Time's up.
Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not the God of Ishmael. Are
Question
you
now.
right there?
All right now. So y'all got y'all question and answers ready, since that's what we moving on to.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good,
Let's
good, good
get it.
reminder. Okay, so Kazak, let me ask you, when this verse, when you brought up in Psalms 149, 19 and 20, the
147.
Most High was addressing the children of Israel. Was he addressing them talking about prophethood, or was he addressing them talking about following the laws, statutes, and commandments?
He was talking about. Are you finished with the question? You can go ahead and
Yeah,
start my
I'm done.
time. He was addressing them with the law, statutes, and commandments. But that's the thing that the prophets would do. They would always come to the children of Israel and remind them of the covenants, remind them of the law, statutes, and commandments, remind them what they're supposed to be doing. But here's what it's saying to them. That was only given to them. He didn't tell nobody else that they can't do this, they can't do that, they must do this. When he was talking to Deuteronomy 23, and he went through all the feast days, and he went through the Passover, he went through all of these different things that you got to do. He was talking to the children of Israel. When he was in Isaiah and Ezekiel and Jeremiah and Malachi, all the real prophets in the Bible, they'll say, thus saith the Most High, or thus saith Yahweh, and then it starts talking about these laws, these statutes, and these commandments, and the covenants that they got to get to. We're talking about the old one and the new one. It's all talking about the same thing. This is why we went to Romans chapter 9 in the beginning to say that the service of God, the covenants, all of these things was given to Israel. And it says right here in the verse that you asked me about, he ain't dealt so with any other nation. That's my answer.
All right. It's your question.
Yeah,
Kazakh Star.
I heard him say something about Yahweh Shai speaking his own words. So if we're going into the Bible, right? Let's go to John chapter 12, verse 47, right? I'll read 46 real quick. I don't know how much time I got. I only got a minute, so I'll go back down to 47. Here's verse 48. He that rejected me and received not my words have one that judges him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment of what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his commandment is life everlasting, whatsoever I speak, therefore, even as the Father said unto me. My question is, so I speak. My question is, Is Yahushua lying right here, or did the Most High tell him what to speak and he spoke exactly what the Most High told him?
No, I'll say the Yahushua wasn't lying, but what I'm saying is for the most part, when you look inside the scripture, you don't see where thus saith the Lord. You don't see the Yahushua saying thus saith the Lord. So therefore, when you so what words are you saying that the Most High put in his mouth? We don't know, because what I'm saying is when you look at Mark chapter 9, verse 1, what does he say? He says, and he said unto them, verily, I say unto you that he's always saying, verily, I say unto you. He's not saying, thus said the Lord. Now, if he said, thus said the Lord, then I could go with, okay, yeah, the Most High is putting words from the Most High's mouth into Yahweh's mouth. I could say that, but he's not saying that. Mark chapter 9, verse 12. And he answered them and said, Elias verily cometh first and restoreth all things. And how it is written, the Son of Man must suffer all, but thus, you don't hear no, thus said the Lord. You don't hear that nowhere. So what I'm saying is, so to answer your question, it could, if that was, I'm not saying he's a liar, but what I'm saying is we don't have any evidence of thus said the Lord coming out of Yahweh's mouth. Okay? Everybody get that? Okay. Good. All
Okay.
right. So
All right. All right, all right, all right. Y'all ready for this next round? This is the last round, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
This would be
Mhm.
the third
yeah,
round.
it's the third round. It's third.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
see. Right. And then we'll have this last round, and then we will go into, let me see.
No, it's 4 rounds.
So
It's 4 rounds. This
after
is the third round. The last one will be the closing, it's the closing statements.
Exactly. So this is you
right.
all's next round.
This is the third round. This is the third round.
You got the floor, G Money, whenever you start talking, and Afrolinks is ready to start the clock. It's
Okay.
on you.
You ready? Okay, so
For
this is the so now I'm in Deuteronomy chapter 33, and this was Moses' final message to the children of Israel. This is Moses, and he's on his deathbed. So I'm gonna go to verse 2, and it says, he said, the Lord came from Sinai. This was talking about this was talking about Moshe. This was talking about where the law, statutes, and commandments came to Moses. And it said, and rose from Seir unto them. This was where the Messiah was tempted 40 days and for 40 nights by the devil. And this is where he was, that's where he was tempted. That's in Matthew 4. Okay. Then the next one says, he shineth forth from Mount Paran. Where is Mount Paran? If you look at the Strong's Concordance in Mount Paran, they say it's a peninsula in the Arabian desert. So this is talking about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mount Paran, which Israelite prophet that was in the Arabian desert? None. So this has to be talking about the Prophet Muhammad. It said, and he came with 10,000 of his saints, and from his hand went a fiery law for them. So this is talking about when the Prophet Muhammad, when he took over Mecca. When he took over Mecca, there was 10,000 soldiers with him that took over Mecca. What was the fiery law? It was the Quran. This is what this verse is talking about. So therefore, let's go down. Let's go from that, since we know that is talking about, now that prophecy right there was talking about 3 different things, talking about 3 different people. It was talking about Moses. It was talking about the Messiah, and it was talking about the Prophet Muhammad. Let's see what is a prophecy. I think that's what we need to discuss. A prophecy is something that is foretold, a prediction that is in the future. Now, does a prophecy, does it actually give the name of the person that it's talking about?